These past few months have been a brand new experience to most, if not every single one of us, and this is due to one reason. This reason being the coronavirus. Now, the coronavirus has affected every single one of us, even if we don't have the virus itself. Although the virus is such a big topic in the media today, many people still fail to be informed correctly from a reliable source. Which is why I feel is an absolute necessity when talking about any topic as big or as occurring as the coronavirus is the basics. So, what really is the coronavirus and where and how did it originate? Well, as confirmed by both the World Health Organization and the CDC, is it started off in Wuhan, China. Now, there are two theories on how the virus started, but they both have the same principle. The first being the virus started off in an organism like the pig, and people working in the wet markets having the animals in captivity close to them, the virus came onto them from the organism. The second being the virus starting off with a bat. We had contact with the bat, then the bat brought over the virus to us. Knowing that the virus started off in China, it started off low count, obviously, from one person to the next, but then it started to pick up, going from this country to this one, to this one, to this one. Then eventually it reached us in the United States. Now, whenever it started off in the United States, it started off slow, just like every other place, because it had a low count. But now that we know the basics on like what it is, where it originated, and how, we can go on to more concerning matters like how it spreads. As stated earlier, the virus started off in other organisms, but then came to us humans, where we are now spreading it human to human, as we all probably know. But how are we spreading it to each other? The form that we are spreading it to each other is respiratory droplets. Two examples being coughing and sneezing. Every time we cough and sneeze, if you don't cover your mouth or wear a mask, we leave our droplets in the air. And these are respiratory droplets. So any person that just walks by and inhales these droplets, they can just simply get the virus just by inhaling it. Now, also, whenever we have our droplets in the air, they shimmer down. They lay on the material, any material, and they stay there and linger there as well. But the amount of time that they stay there depends on the material. Such as some materials could have it last for seconds, while other materials, they could stay on there for days even, which is crazy. Now, we know how it spreads, what it is, and where and how it originated. But one question that almost everyone has is, how would I feel if I had the virus myself? Now, a personal experience story, which happened here locally, is I know several people who had the virus, but they didn't really know they had the virus until they actually got tested and were told they did. Now, this is because you could have the virus even from 2 to 14 days without even experiencing symptoms of it, which is kind of crazy because people are going into public not knowing they have the virus within 2 weeks and be spreading it to other people without knowing they have it themselves. This all depends on how good our immune system is and our age, as well as if we had pre-existing health conditions. For example, the virus will not affect someone of young age who has a good immune system as much as it would affect someone who is older with pre-existing conditions. As confirmed by the CDC, we know that the symptoms of a small case of the coronavirus are similar to those of the common cold, with a runny nose, a cough, or just having a headache. But the more severe cases, which could even result in death, having constant pain in the chest, in the lungs, not being able to stay awake, as well as shortness of breath. But anyways, after learning how it spreads, how we would feel, and where it originated, the basics, and up to how we would feel and how it would spread. I hope everyone learned something about this, even if it was just a tiny little thing they didn't know before, and that people continue to go out into the public wearing masks, being safe, and yeah, this was my speech on the coronavirus.